Okay, so it's the end of day 3. I was going to journal everything that happened today, but that would take me probably an hour, and I'm exhausted. Um, so I just wanted to update on some super awesome stuff that happened today. First of all, last night, Steph prayed for my dreams, that I could have kind of a vision from God or something in my dreams, and I woke up bright and early at 5:30 this morning, still dark outside, and had just had a dream where God was telling me specific commandments for my trip. But I woke up before I got to them because I was freaking out that I was actually having a dream and remembering it. I can't tell you the last time I remembered, like vividly remembered a dream that I had. So I got up and I wrote everything that I could remember down, which wasn't very much, but just the fact that I had one was so crazy because we went to bed at 2, so 3 hours previous to when I woke up, Steph prayed for me to have an awesome dream, and it was just crazy amazing. I loved it. So we were up pretty early. Steph was up at 4:30. I was up at 5:30. We went out on the porch, did some journaling, some reading. Then we went to breakfast. I saw monkeys today, which apparently walk around like cats here, which was crazy. I was a couple feet from a monkey this morning, and they are really ugly and kind of scary, but it was neat to see one not behind glass in a zoo. Saw that, got to watch the sunrise. It was gorgeous over the mountains. Had breakfast with our team and just got to share some amazing stuff that was happening. We read our prayer partners for the trip wrote us letters for every day of the trip, and my prayer partner's name is Cindy, and she likes to scrapbook because she made me these really cute things with little God stickers and stuff on them. So she just wrote super awesome, encouraging words, so I'm excited to read the one for tomorrow. We talked with our group this morning. My group is planning activities for the girls. The girls come in 2 days. So we kind of planned a lot of that stuff. We did a worship session with everyone, and it was just so encouraging because it's so crazy how, I don't know if I said this before, how quickly people bond, like when Christ is their foundation, and like just how much deeper your conversations go, and how much more you can like pour into someone's life when it's not, oh, what do you do for a living? Oh, okay, cool. Do you like to watch sports or something? Like just the mediocre stuff. So I've just built so many sweet relationships, deep relationships here in the past 3 days than a lot of the relationships I've developed over my entire life. So this morning we were all sharing things that were happening. Everyone was being super encouraging. Worship. Manny actually got kind of a prophetic word maybe that he wrote down about like God just wanting to completely transplant our hearts, like give us new veins, new blood, everything. And it was fantastic, just the amount of love and obedience in that room. It was great. Then we had lunch again. We have not stopped eating since we got here. I haven't been hungry in 3-4 days. I don't know how long we've been here now, but it's such good food. Let's see. We made care packages for the girls from all the stuff that we brought for the girls, for the pastors and their wives. Then we did a really fun exercise with just all of our team members. We taught everyone from crossover how to do the wobble, which was really fun and funny at the same time. We did some competitions, and that was just really neat to get all excited about nothing. That was cool. And then we had like a break, so a couple of us went swimming in the pool which was awesome, refreshing, because it's so hot over here. You're just constantly sweating and sticking to yourself and feeling really gross, but it's worth it and it's good. So I got to ask a lot of the girls, or a lot of the women, about their marriages and how they're going, their tips and tricks to making it last, and just the how did you meet stories, which have turned out to be the funnest of all the stories. Then the pastors and their wives got here. We got a kind of a briefing on how to interact with them respectfully. And so they all got here. I think 4 of the pastors maybe speak English. So it was interesting having a translator. With a lot of the time they just spoke in Hindi because they were speaking to the pastors anyway. So it was interesting not knowing what on earth they were saying. And then we got to like meet and greet them. They had all their kids were there, so they were all running around being crazy. We went up and got dinner and got to eat again, more food, and just got to sit and kind of talk with some of the pastors here, which, oh my gosh, like their stories just make me feel like I'm wasting my life. Kind of, yeah. What they're doing is amazing. They are very poor, and they go out and they work for the kingdom 20 hours of the day or something crazy. One of the guys, Krupa, I think, Pastor Krupa, he said that he works in the slums, and he said a lot of times he can't drive his car where he needs to go, so they'll park it and then they'll walk a really long way to go and to be able to witness to people in the slums. And he said, I think he had, I don't remember how many kids he had of his own, but then he took in street kids, and he has an orphanage. So he just has so many children in his life, and he was just talking about pouring into them because they're the future, and just being able to raise them up right and send them out. And his story, like just the tiny bit that I heard, was so inspiring, and he was so sweet, so nice. A lot of the pastors were great, and they love being here in this beautiful place to finally get a break. I asked Pastor Krupa if he was hungry, and he said, no, I don't normally eat until about midnight or 1 in the morning because I'm out. We're out studying the Bible until about 10 or 11, and then we have to drive home. And it's rush hour all the time. Like anywhere you go, there's always tons of cars everywhere. So he was just so inspiring and just humble, fantastic man of God, and I cannot wait to meet the other pastors later. Their wives were so nice too. Went up to eat, and I ended up being kind of snatched by these 2 little girls, Sophia and, what's her name? Siona, and adorable. I think Sophia was 5, and I don't know how old Siona was because she didn't know what I was asking her, but she was younger than 5, so 3 or 4 maybe. And it was so frustrating because they were pointing at things and saying auntie, auntie, like, and saying Hindi afterwards, and I had no idea what they were saying. And it was so frustrating because they were asking me questions. I'm assuming they were questions, just looking at me, waiting for me to answer. And I was so frustrated that I couldn't talk to them, and I couldn't hear what they were saying or what they were telling me. But they were so cute anyways, obviously. But it was funny because Sophia was asking me a question because we were out on the terrace looking at the cars, and she asked me a question. I had no idea what it was, and I said, honey, I don't know what you're saying. And she just looked at me, and then she pointed, and she said, light. And then she pointed out and she said tree, and then she pointed down and she said car. It's like, yes, like those are English words. And she just smiled when I smiled because I knew what she was saying, and it was just really cute because she was being really encouraging. So I love that about her, and we were racing, and it was just being kids, I guess. But they were so cute and so fun. I just need to learn Hindi in the next 12 hours so I can talk to them tomorrow. After that, we sat down with our small groups again, and one of the ladies in our group, Wendy, she was just talking about how so many people had poured into her today, giving her encouragement, and she thought that she was boasting, and so we were just telling her, you know, like, absolutely not. That's awesome. It's so encouraging. And so we prayed over her, laid hands on her for for her to stop feeling so unworthy of God's love, and she was just so thankful, and a lot of people got prophetic words for her that she just really needed to hear, and she's just amazing, and I cannot wait to see what God does with her. It's gonna be awesome. So we're in bed now, and we have to get up and be at breakfast at 8 for the marriage conference tomorrow. So I'm not sure what I'm doing with that, if I'll be taking care of kids or helping. I think they need people to facilitate conversation, but I'm not married, so I don't know how that would work. So we will see. Just wanted to update on how third day was in India. Okay, bye.